Without much ado, it's my delight to acknowledge the presence of the 13th Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Oluwola. And I'm also delighted to announce that he has been accompanied to this event today by also the 13th Registrar of our university, Mr. Oduduwa. It's my delight to acknowledge the very presence of deans of faculties who are here present today. In no particular order, permit me to acknowledge the presence of the representative of the Dean of our Renewable Natural Resources, Professor Oluwola, and also representing the Dean of Arts, Dr. Oduduwa. And I'm delighted to acknowledge the presence of the Dean of Students, Professor Demola Lewis. And of course, with his Deputy Dean, Dr. Comfort Kiraji. And also we have the Dean of Science here, Professor Ibrahim Oladoshu. And the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic just walked in, Professor Arotiba. Please a round of applause. Heads of department, faculty members, students here today, our awardees of the day, I want to especially welcome you. My name is Oluwola from the Directorate of Public Communications of our university. It's on that note, we have skipped a lot of protocol because we are far behind schedule. So I would invite the Dean of Students to give a welcome address to commence the ceremony. Thank you.
So, by way of introduction, this is our Chancellor says, the BBC academic, and the university registrar, deans here present, deputy dean of students, distinguished students, grantees, and then our grantors. We have here Mr. Longe, who has been Dr. Longe, who has been the president of the EOOI of Oduduwa of South Florida for many years. He's representing the current president here. And he's here with a friend. Please, can you give him a round of applause? And he's here with a friend of Barrister Oduduwa. And we recognize those who are online viewing the ceremony as well. What's the DR students? It's not here. Personnel from the career unit of student affairs. This is our Vice Chancellor, sir. We're eternally grateful to the Governor of South Florida. They've been so consistent with this scholarship to our students. It's such an interesting scholarship because scholarships go two ways. You could have scholarship for intelligence and you could have scholarship for intelligence. But this particular scholarship, intelligence and intelligence. So this particular scholarship goes both ways because it addresses the intelligence of the students, and then it also addresses the fact that they are top scholars for them to be able to even apply for the scholarship. Several other unique features is that this particular scholarship is for final year students whose CGPA must be 3.0 or its equivalent or higher, and they all must be of EOOI extraction. So they're careful to pick awardees from the 6 states of the Southwest Nigeria, and they must be of proven leadership prowess and community community service. So we must have record that they have done all of that, and they should be adjudged above all to epitomize the Oluwola philosophy. So ambassadors of the Yoruba culture, so on. So every year, these students have the opportunity of winning this scholarship, and it helps. It goes a long way. I was talking to them before we started the ceremony, and they were saying that it will go a long way in helping them to finish strong, especially with their projects and things like that. So one of them was already prizing the computer when I spoke with him this morning because he wants to use it for the project. So it's been so very useful over the years for all the students. We have then across several faculties, we've seen the representatives of the deans here. And we want to particularly thank the deans for putting out the advertisements and for collating nominations for this scholarship. They were so very diligent about it, and we're grateful that they have done so. This year, I think 27 awardees will receive the scholarship, and like we said, we're extremely grateful to the Egbe of Oduduwa of South Florida for this installation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please another round of applause for the students. While the student was giving his welcome address, we have walking into this wonderful ceremony the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration. Join me to appreciate Professor Peter Olama. And also with us today is the Dean, so pardon me, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Professor Oluwola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. It's on that note, I would like to welcome the coordinator of the Foundation, Egbe of Oduduwa Scholarship, to give a remark. Please put your hands together for me.
Good morning. Let me just say how I'm so excited to see that on one we could gather a minimal program to see our house of EOOIs. It's such a huge honor, and it's such a huge encouragement for us to see the leadership of EOOI from the DC. That will do a lot for our members back in Miami to see how much regard this program is. Let me correct that I'm not the president. I was the president when this was first presented about 5 years ago, when my dear friend, Professor Oluwola, was in DC. And I've also met Professor Oluwola, who has been just amazing, and of course the deputy DC last year. My name is Egbe. Our president right now is Chief Oluwola Egbe. He was here last year with me, and he said I should accompany him. Our coordinator for the scholarship is now called Deacon Oluwola Memorial Scholarship Program. He's Dr. Tuni Salvador, who took over. When I was president, I ran this group for about 20 years, this scholarship. This is our 21st year. We started in OEU in 2004, when Professor Phillips was in this year. So it's a very long program. And so when I became president, we tapped Dr. Tony Salvador and Shah's program to the stratosphere. We in diaspora, we believe that it's very important for us to give back. We know that globally, the role of diaspora in nation building is so fundamental. And there's no place where you can do investment in human capital. You can build structures. Today's member church is a big role, but today's member for its investment in human beings. And that was why 21 years ago we felt that, yeah, Nigeria's problem, they will not be solved by us just sitting there and complaining about it. The only way to do it is for us to do something about it. So 21 years ago, this was for our students in the US. We used to give this to our members' children for their university. I said, no, this will have more impact back home than that was how the program started 21 years ago. And we've been consistent. Our members are very, very excited because we see the impact on the program. Why did we choose Yoruba? Well, we are Oduduwa. We are custodian of an historic culture. The Yoruba culture is global. You go to Brazil, you go to Cuba, that is an asset that we must project globally. So we said, okay, we started first with the 6 states. Then we said, we have brethren who are Kwara State and Kogi State. So about 6 years ago, so it's 9 for 8 states. So all the Yoruba states are members of this group. We were in Ife for about 15 years and we said, hey, let's go to EOOI. We thought we'd be here for about 2 years, but EOOI has just been the graduate program that we taking it to it's going to be very hard to get this out of EOOI, I think. VC, again, it's always an honor to meet you again and your team. EOOI, I want to school here, and I didn't finish it. I did my master's here when I was in an extension. We made that before I traveled out. So EOOI has a special place for me. It remains the premier university in Nigeria, not just by age, by the quality of program, it become the powers for academic development in Nigeria. To the students, yes, we focus on Nigerian problem, but we don't look at the potential that we have. The energy that will transform Nigeria sits behind us there. And it sometimes breaks my heart that we don't prioritize our youth, especially in this digital, knowledge-based economy. What will change the country is not, natural resource, we try that in Nigeria, it's not done as well. We actually call it natural resource cost for us. Oil has been reserved for Nigeria. If we invest in these young people here, we give them the skill sets to become globally powerful people, it's going to make Nigeria, our pollution is not a free, it's an asset. We have to invest in those young people with the right skill sets. Knowledge is so dynamic now, and we really need to invest in Nigeria needs to become one, and EOOI is taking lead in that. We need to have a program that addresses both socio-economic problems, but also that's aligned to the global dynamic economy. So our kids can stay here in Nigeria and work globally in the economy and bring in resources. Most of us went out, bring them because we didn't see the opportunity. But if you give our students the skill set for them to compete globally, job will come to them. So I commend EOOI for that leadership. On behalf of our president, Chief Oluwola, Egbe, a proud son of Ibadan. Somebody told me, where are you from? I said, no, it's not for me. I'm from Malaysia, I'm a Malaysian man. But this is not about me, it's about our president who has led us very, very well. He was my VP, and I knew he had the skill set of the president, and he has done a very good job. And our coordinator, of course, Mrs. Salvador, again, she has taken this program to the stratosphere. We're hoping to increase our numbers over the year. We know this is just a drop in the bucket, the need is tremendous here, but we hope that with the VCP and people seeing you around, we give them that shirt in the hand that this is a worthy program to support. So it's again my privilege to be in your presence here, and God bless you. Great EOOI and young people, please, it's very important that when you give, you must give back. It's the law of nature. If you plant a seed, the seed is only going to give you fruit. So to whom much is given, much is expected. God bless you. I wish you all the best in your final exams and your final preparation. Without much ado, let me just remind my friend there. We were high school mates. So those are people who take you for granted. Barrister Oduduwa is a very good man. He's here in about the border chamber here. And when I come home, it makes me feel what I want to come back. I'm retired and I want to come back home to Nigeria. This is where Nigeria is the best country in the world. You just don't know it yet until you have gone out and say that when you come back here, there is some energy here. It's almost spiritual experience. When I go to Bolivia to buy from the women, my wife thinks I'm crazy, but I say, when I go there to people and buy my goat meat and buy my chicken, and I'm arguing with the guy who's selling pepper, there is that humanity in it. You can't get that anymore. You go to the mall, you pick the stuff. But you meet that human dimension. That is the beauty of this country. That's the beauty of the Yoruba culture. We must not lose it. Again, God bless you all. It's my heart to
Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, Nigeria is the best country in the world. I can see the Dean of Students pointing to the younger generation. All right, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would like to note that we also have another Dean here present. We have Deans of Faculties present at this ceremony. Representing the Dean of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. A.I. Amuson. Thank you. You can kindly come sit here, sir. And the Deputy Registrar at our Student Affairs Division, Mr. Sulaiman Oyewumi, is also here. And so it's on that note, I want to invite the Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Kayode Adebowale, MNIPS, to give his remarks. Please, a round of applause.
Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, Innovation, and Strategic Partnership, representative of the Dean of the University of Natural Resources, my Dean, the Dean of Science. I don't know why I said my Dean. The Dean of the Faculty of Science again. Dean of the Faculty of Arts. I see the HOD of Anatomy there. And you are representing another Dean. Dean of Basic Medical Sciences. And then Dean of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Other deans that are present here. The representative from our Career Development and Counseling Center. The representative of our University Advancement Center, the Dean of Student Affairs, the Deputy Dean of Student Affairs, DR, Deputy Registrar Student Affairs, our guests and friends from the Egbe of Oduduwa, that's Dr. Oluwola, our family director with Oluwola for many years. And then a barrister have I mentioned the registrar? No. The 13th registrar of our great university. Our students and the awardees, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for us to be here. I can tell you, today appears to be very busy. When we had a courtesy call, it is that we want to divide ourselves and share ourselves. It has been possible for us to divide one person into two. We would have perhaps done that. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration was somewhere representing the Vice Chancellor. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnership is another place. I ran to our Department of Sustainability Studies because the conference is already taking place there. And then we are supposed to have an interview. All those meetings are fixed for 10 o'clock. And you will see that the full complement of the principal officers are here. It speaks loud volumes about this scholarship. I feel excited each time And the Dean of Student Affairs actually noted it. It is how consistent you have been. There are some of these scholarships that when they start, within a few years, it just fade away. But these scholarships have been very consistent. Consistent, and it keeps on improving. The number keeps on coming up and so on. You know, the other time we challenge you, what are we going to do? We need to, and you have diversified. You are right. You know, University of Ibadan. Well, it was stated this morning that there are 2 universities in Nigeria. There is the University of Ibadan and others. The University of Ibadan, our campuses spread across the 4 corners of this country. So all the other universities, all the other students that have come from other, you have come from our campuses, I welcome you. There is a campus that is at Egbe, that is called Oluwola University, and I know they are represented here. I welcome you very profoundly. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, something just came to my heart before I came here, because I know that you have been coming for so many years. Let me assure you that before the tenure of this administration and the tenure of the Vice Chancellor, about 2 or 3 of the principal officers will visit you in South Korea. Yes. It doesn't happen before the end of this year. Very, very early next year it will happen. We will, because that will give us opportunity to see men that are behind the man. We perhaps don't know the group called the Egbe Oduduwa and so on, but we will be able to meet them, because that is meeting ourselves, even calling, phoning and so on, that is not African culture. Yes. And you are quite right. When we see ourselves, when we interact with ourselves, we will be able to know ourselves better and to be able to appreciate all that you have been doing. We will, by the grace of God, make it to happen. We will be able to give you all the information. So on behalf of the university, I want to thank you. All that you have said, Africa is rich. There is no continent that have approximately 70% of its something being 30 years and below. That is the strength that Africa carries. And when you look at the Agenda 2063, of the African Union, there is one of the pillars there, that is the direction. One of the pillars of which is the Africa that we want. The strength that Africa has, no other continent has this. And it is good for us to be able to harness it properly. And one of those ways is just what you have said, in trying to empower the generation that will take over from us. Just last week, the Minister of Education, gave some universities, or the University of Ibadan is representing the Southwest, gave us the Center of Excellence in Sports Administration. And the idea of it is for us, at the end of the day, to coordinate in having a sports academy. The sports academy that will be able to train all of these young ones, at which the very young talents, right from the primary school, right from kindergarten, they will be trained in one of the sports that they are trained, and then they will, at the same time, have that education simultaneously. And that is the best way to grow. It will also be able to help our GDP. It will shoot up our GDP. And that is some of the things that we have said today. Africa is rich. When we talk of Japa syndrome and so on, we can also benefit from it. That's cool. But we need to be able to handshake, and develop relationships. And that's why this administration has the Office of the Alumni Relations, in the Vice Chancellor's office. And the idea is to be able to collect data of all our alumni. You will be captured by it. You don't need to, once you are here, Once you have spent 1 year, you have spent 2 years and so on, even if you don't graduate here, our net will capture you as, having attended the University of Ibadan. And by the time we have that and we develop the relationship, it will not be difficult for us to be able to call you to give back. To give back is very, very important because government, particularly our federal universities, it's almost very clear. It's almost becoming clearer and clearer that government alone cannot fund the universities. That they sincerely and the only people that you can lean on are the alumni. Very, very important. So on behalf of the university, let me thank you. I know that we will challenge you again. So when we visit you, we will know what to say and what to ask. So thank you very much. The students, there is also a challenge that is placed on you. You are, just like the dean of students have said, you see the brilliant ones. Even though I know that after some time we will also be able to extend to our indigent students. There are students that are also as brilliant as them, but they don't have the opportunity. They don't have the finance to be able to, so at the time we will also be able to factor it in and also try to encourage them so that we'll be able to work with the recent network that we have these days. It's already addressing some of those things across board. But you see that we still need to, we have done a lot of advocacy and so on, but the advocacy will continue. Because in this part of the world, at the University of Ghana, I'm sure it's also just about 1/3 that is captured. All of them are not interested in taking it. And in the United States, for instance, loans, and you gradually pay. It's not bad. Once you have acquired the education and so on, to pay back will not be very difficult. So we still continue the advocacy so that as many will be captured. Here to the northern part of the country, that we have almost 100% of them covered with the students' loan form. On behalf of the entire university, can we appreciate the Egbe of Oduduwa? Thank you very much for the university and support for the future. It is actually the future that you are supporting. And thank you, and thank you. This is our appreciation. Take it to the president. That's Chief Egbe and all the other members of the Egbe. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. I'd like to inform our guests that while the Vice Chancellor was giving his remark, the boxer walked into this meeting. I introduced to you and welcome the boxer of our university, Mr. Oluwola. We're talking about full compliment. It is now a very full compliment.
Yes. That's an honor right there.
It's not complete without body.
It's on that note, I would like to request the Vice Chancellor, Principal Officers, and our guests to step to the platform there. We are going to call the recipients one by one to receive a letter of commendation to signify this ceremony and take a commemorative picture. Steps out.